Hi, my name is Erica Tverdick. I am part of the Millionaire Challenge. Today is August 2nd. No, today is August 4th of 2008. I am going to be talking just about how I'm doing so far with my business, which is kind of funny because I was really excited about the different promotions this month, and I started getting I really wanted to just dive in and to do as much as I could, and then this little bit of self-doubt jumped out at me, and now I'm slowing down, and I'm kind of dragging my feet a little. And a lot about what we were talking about with working with the law, and just about being positive and staying positive, and you can do your limits are pretty much your limits are what your mind tells you that your limits are. And I was thinking about that and how I'm limiting myself based on what my mind is telling me that I can do. Because there's nothing that says that I can't do my goals, that I cannot accomplish the goals that I set out for myself. I can do anything that I want. Or I can't do anything I want. I should say I can do anything I set out to do. Anything that my mind focuses on, I can do. But for some reason, I allowed that little bit of self-doubt on. Even though I'm telling myself that it's my self-doubt, it seems like it's still there, and trying to work past it is a little harder than just me telling myself that I can work past it. And part of what we were talking about is the wise man changes his mind, the fool never. And that's something that I've always wanted to be able to do, is just always gather new information and use it in order to get further and further. And now I'm starting to really analyze whether or not I'm doing that, and analyzing whether or not I am a wise man, well, woman, or not. And it's very interesting once you start looking at all the different things that you do, and whether or not you're allowing yourself, or whether or not, even though you say you're open-minded, and even though you say that you don't, discriminate or set boundaries, you'd be surprised what your mind does, even though your conscious is saying otherwise. And that's something that I'm really trying to focus on right now, is staying open to change. Staying open to the new ideas that are presenting itself, new thoughts and new opinions. And I'm trying really hard not to just discard something just because my mind pops up and says that I can't, or people around me saying that I can't. Because there's a lot of people around me that are trying to be positive, but they might not necessarily be that. And there could be somebody who says that they are trying all out to help you, and they show it in many ways, but there could just be something small that they say that just gets to you. And once that thought is placed, trying to reverse it, trying to just take it out of your head, does not always work. And the people around you really affect how you push and what you limit yourself to doing. And that's why I really like this group, and being able to stay around people that are very like-minded and very business-driven and want to push forward and want to do this. Because even people that are closest to you and your family and your friends, they're not as business-minded, they're not as driven to what you're going through at the moment. And there's things that they might say, and I'm actually, things that my friends have said, I should say. So that's what I'm kind of going through, is staying open to change and staying open to positive ideas. And this change that I'm trying to go through right now is changing how I think and changing my positivity. And instead of telling myself that I can't, I'm really trying to tell myself I can. And not just tell myself, but then believing it. And believing in that change is a lot harder, and I'm trying to focus and find the little click, the little switch that suddenly changes it all. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. We were also talking about how once things go through your conscious mind, then they go through your intellectual mind, and then they are placed into an action. After those two things. So once this thought, I should say, for an example, goes into my head that I am not doing, or that I can't do it, then it has to go through my intellectual mind. So now I'm telling myself that that doubt goes into my conscious, and then I'm trying to put that through my intellectual mind, which says that, that doubt's there, but that doubt is not necessarily real. And now that I've passed through that, I'm trying to tell myself that I can do it. I'm trying to put that from the conscious to the intellectual into an action that is actually going to be able to put me closer to my goal. So I'm just trying to figure out what that action is. I'm guessing talking about it is good, and talking about it is part of it. And I'm trying to change based on, if everything you do is think, and you can change what you can do based on changing your thinking, I'm really trying to make sure that I can reach my goals faster than I thought. And realistically, it's not easy. Realistically, I have to force myself to work twice as hard to do it. And that's the change. The change is I'm changing the way that I'm thinking. I'm changing my self-doubts. And I'm changing what I'm doing around my family and my house, and putting other goals first. So instead of sitting down and doing nothing, or sitting down and watching TV, I'm giving that up. I'm not only working during the day, but for my business I'm working at night, and I'm trying to build that and move it faster. So it doesn't give a lot of free time, and there's that sacrifice right there. The sacrifice from being able to have that free time to using my free time to build my business, and it's a lot harder. If I want to achieve what I can quite possibly achieve, I need to sacrifice a lot, and it's hard. It's thinking about that and doing it. It's just hard. It makes me not want to do it. It makes me want to be lazy, but I can't be lazy. I have to keep pushing forward, and it's not easy. So I'm trying to change a lot this week. I'm trying to change my positivity. I'm trying to change the doubts that might creep into my head in ways to not just try to push them away, but work past them into creating an action that's going to be beneficial. And then not only that, but sacrificing my free time in order to build my business, and more than I was willing to give up in the first place, because I did set up a certain amount of time that I really wanted to spend towards building my business. But if I want to reach that goal that is perfectly attainable if I want it, the goal that is to hit a certain level so that I can stay home with my kids, once I have them anyway, that if I want that, I need to work hard, and I need to push harder than I was willing to push in the beginning. And I don't think I actually realized that I didn't really feel like pushing that hard, but now that I've realized that I need to change the way that I was doing that and push even harder. So besides that, we were also talking about, your mission and thinking about that and building towards that every day, reading what your vision and your dreams are, which for my dreams is being able to retire early. And in doing that, I'm supposed to be pushing myself each and every day, and the best way to push myself is to read my visions and my goals, to make sure that I know each day that I'm focused on what I want and what I'm trying to do. But I find it hard for some reason to be able to read it every day. I try to think about it at least, but it's not always guided thought, and it doesn't always hit me as hard as when I actually read through my mission and what I actually want for myself. So I really need to start focusing more on reading it and keeping it in mind every day, because if I do that, it'll be easier to sacrifice my free time towards building my business, because I'll have the long-term goal in mind, and then right here and now won't seem as big of a sacrifice. So that's pretty much it. Erica's signing out.